Record. Okay. So I wanted to just start by sharing a funny story. I was thinking last night, it's like I'm so excited for Emily to share. I think Emily started a little bit before I did on her Plexus journey. And I remember, so I don't know how many of you know, but my closest diamond is Beth Anderson, and I'm her level 11. So I grew my business on YouTube videos. I know a lot of you who have been with me over the years know that, and Emily was huge in my YouTube video experience. And I remember the video you did did you live in an apartment when you were in, was it Virginia? When you first started, I remember you were sitting at a little table and you were comparing our products to like Gatorade and candy bars and talking about when people tell you it's too expensive and you're like, how much did you pay for this? How much did you pay for this? I'm like, yes. So every time I just love Emily's way of real life explanations and like, listen, this is how it is. You guys are spending this X amount a month on junk. Don't tell me you can't afford products that are life changing. So that's what I was thinking about. If you have not followed Emily, do that. Check out her YouTube videos because they were huge in growing my business. But thanks for everyone for jumping on today. And Emily, I'll turn it over to you and just share away.
Awesome. Well, hey, everyone. Good morning. I'm Emily. I am now 29. I joined this company when I was 24. At the time, I was a brand new mom to a little boy that was about 6 months old. And I was like a single married mom. So I want to give you a little background. We got to go through the trenches together so you can understand why Diamond was so epic for me in my life and the season that I was in. So we're going to rewind 10 years, like before Plexus, before that first baby. I want you to picture this. Right before my 21st birthday, I left my husband. I lied. I cheated. I had no friends. I burnt bridges. My mom disowned me. All that boiled down to God's perfect timing, where my aunt and uncle, who had been away in another state for 11 years, got moved back to Texas. She was like, hey, let's grab lunch. I'm like, funny story. No one likes me, but sure, I'll grab lunch with you. Grab lunch. And my God-fearing, amazing aunt was the first person to ever call me a bad word. And I'd never heard her say a bad word before. And so I was like, man, if she's calling me this name, then I really need to get it together. Like, she means it. And that was my wake-up call. All right, first of many. I realized that that was not God's plan for me. I was not raised to just be some party girl that didn't care about anything. And I knew that he had a plan for me. I knew that there was lots of grace and forgiveness to happen. And it just took some major self-awareness and an aunt to call me a bad word. This aunt now lives an hour from me in Austin, and we're very close. She's like a second mom. I ended up being separated from my husband at the age of 21. I moved into my mom's house and lived on her couch for 24 hours. And she let me cry it out. And she was like, I'm really disappointed in you. Here's your pay-as-you-go phone. I'm going to help you out this month, but you got to figure out the rest. I had sold my car, lost my job. My husband, we're still married. We're separated. He was fighting for me. And at that point in my life, I knew I had a plan, but I also thought, terrible negative self-talk. Are you somebody that talks really mean to yourself? And I think sometimes we do it so often we don't realize it. And I was somebody that had zero confidence, zero self-confidence. I looked to others for affirmations and acceptance all the time. And so I just talked so ugly to myself. And I remember sitting there like, I'm a loser. I can't do anything right. And my mom's like, you're my firstborn. You had A on a roll your whole entire life. What is wrong with you? Snap out of it. And she was like, I didn't raise no quitter. And so I had a husband who was fighting for me, and I just didn't think I deserved him. And that is the very beginning of my redemption story that has so graciously led me to Plexus. I need you to understand that I was the loser of all losers. And I started serving in my community. There was like a YMCA type of club for less privileged children, and that's where I started because that's kind of where I was at. I was like on their level. I had nothing to my name, no money, but I knew how to play basketball and I knew how to have fun. And so that's what I did with these kids. And then that led to a job at our church, my mom's church, which eventually led to some major counseling and my husband asking me to marry him again. And being married for a year and not living together was really strange. So my whole life just made a huge 360, and my husband forgave me. And because of that, he was in the Marine Corps, and one of his good friends deployed with him, and that guy's wife, it was their first deployment and my husband's fourth. So I felt like I could kind of offer her some like guidance and like, here's a shoulder to cry on type of thing. And because of her being courageous and posting on Facebook after I was so hateful towards all MLMs, that's why I'm here. Because she had, for lack of a better word, the balls to post on Facebook. Because these days, it's hard to post on Facebook without getting people to think that you're trying to sell them something or not make fun of you or whatever perception you have about posting on social media. Like, we've all thought it, okay? So that's my backstory, all right? We went through hell. Like they always say, the first is the worst with marriage, and I totally believe that. I was living proof of that. But let me tell you what, friends, we can be redeemed, and God's grace is more than enough. That's why I have it tattooed on my body. It's the only tattoo I'll ever probably get, because it's more than enough, and that it has sustained me these whole 29 years of my life. Insert plexus. Brand new mom. My son is 6 months old. My husband's in a foreign country. I'm thinking to myself, oh my gosh. Like, I'm always going to be fat. All those negative self-talk, it immediately came back. I don't know what it is about postpartum that does that, but I think it's the hormone shifts. My doctor was trying to explain to me, she was like, Emily, when you were pregnant, you had like all these hormones. And I was like, yeah, my hair was awesome. My boobs were awesome. My skin was awesome. What just happened? Because now I'm fat and frumpy and I have a crying baby and my husband's gone and I haven't had sex in 9 months and I'm kind of freaking out. And she was like, tell me how you really feel. And I was like, I'm trying to. Like, I don't get this. No one tells you about the afters. They're like, you're going to go into labor and it's going to hurt and like all these things, whatever. But no one tells you about the day you go home and you sit there and you're like, I'm in charge. I'm responsible for a human life. Holy crap. Like you just like, I don't know about you guys, I freaked out. Which led 8 months later being, or not 8 months later, 8 weeks later being diagnosed with postpartum depression, which I already had major depression and anxiety built up from a really rough first 5 years of marriage and a husband that deployed all the time. So just imagine being a mom bouncing around from different people's houses because we were trying to save money. That's what you do in the military. You're constantly trying to save money. You live in credit card to credit card because you make about, my husband at the time was a sergeant in the Marine Corps and he brought in probably $2,300 a month. That's people's mortgages, you guys. That's people's rent, especially in California. So we are not making it. And I had a great job. Anybody work 9 to 5? I can see your hands. Anybody work 9 to 5? You like working. Like you like getting away from your spouse for a little bit. You like getting away from your kids. You like being a part of something that's really big. I love working. I like talking to people. I like learning new things. I like feeling important. But I didn't like sitting in traffic every single day. What it came down to is 19 hours a week is what the average 9 to 5er will commit to if they work until like however long. We spend 19 hours just in traffic going to work. So I started reading these statistics and I watched my boss, who was 4 years older than me, go on these amazing trips. I watched him drive his Beamer out of the parking lot and I did not have a vehicle. I had to wait for my husband to come pick me up from work like a little 13-year-old. There's just so many things in my life. I'm like, how did I get here? Like I worked my tail off. I got raise after raise, which was awesome. Such a blessing. But I was like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to just sit here and like be pretty and like type and like, no, like I like talking to people. I was so interested in all the customers and the clients that came in, but I'm like, how can I put like all this that I have into something else? And most importantly, how am I going to do this? By the way, these were all thoughts I had when I was pregnant. I'm like sitting there rubbing my belly at work, like taking selfies, not working. And then I'm like, oh, I'm going to have to pay for childcare because I'm going to be here. And that's when my husband started doing the math, right? So if you don't know what deployment is like, it's a lot of emailing, occasional Skypes, but you don't really see each other. You see like pixelated versions of one another. It's terrible. It's awful. And so we would email like crazy. Like we're basically pen pals. Pen pals and love us, okay? It was so cool because you get to connect with your spouse in a different way, but at the same time, it's so lonely. It was so lonely and miserable. And so he started sending me all these like math equations and like mathing out our budget. And I was like, oh, you're stressing me out. We gotta make this work. Like, I don't want to go back to work. I don't want to give anybody the luxury of watching little Sterling grow up. Sterling is now 5 years old. And every morning when he wakes up and he comes and tells me he has his school uniform on because he is now in a private school. Thank you, Plexus. Every morning when he wakes up, I am reminded why I began. Not because my boobs are sitting on my fat roll. No, because I had a precious mouth to feed, and he gave me a brand new purpose. And that is what I was looking for. And I'm not telling you to go and get knocked up. That's not what I'm telling you. I'm telling you that you have a purpose. God has a plan for you, and Plexus fits into that. And I'm going to get to my version. Okay. So for me, yes, I need to lose weight. I need to be a little bit healthier. Since we kind of talked about my trenches a little bit, you might as well know I had chronic yeast infections. Like, let's just go there together. I thought it was because of my sex life with my husband, and my doctor was like telling me all this stuff, making me feel like I'm like dirty. And I'm like, dude, no, I feel like I can see germs. I'm not that person. I just need to specify. And my husband was like, well, what is it? Well, come to find out, an overgrown or a yeast overgrowth in your body is correlated to gut health and diet and sugar. This was before Plexus. I watched that Fed Up documentary. I think it's still, you can get it for like $9 at Walmart. It's on a DVD. I watched that and I was traumatized. I used to drink 7 to 8 diet sodas, Diet Coke to be exact. Diet Pepsi if they didn't have Diet Coke. But I would drink 6 or 7 of those a day. I hated water. Arguments happened over water in my household. My husband and I would Skype and he'd be like, what's in your cup? This is before Yetis and all those cool fancy cups. I just have like a cup from like a barbecue place. And he'd be like, what are you drinking? I'm like, Diet Coke. And I knew energy drinks were bad, so I didn't drink those, but Diet Coke was healthy, right? So diet. And that was my life. I got through my days. I nursed a baby while I was drinking my diet soda. And I was trying to think to myself, why can I not lose weight? Why do I still have yeast infections? I'm not even having sex right now. Why am I having yeast infections? And I was so frustrated. And people always say like, oh, I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. You freaking better believe it. And I know some of you feel that same way. And some of you aren't being consistent with your products and you're feeling that way again. And you want to blame it because of formulations and new products that have come out and all that stuff. No, honey, that's you and what you put in your mouth. And I have to tell myself that too, because I'm like, oh, maybe I had 8 mini Snickers on Halloween night. And that is why I'm feeling so funky today. Okay. Maybe it is my fault. But no, it's easy to play the blame game. So that's what I was doing in my life. I was playing the blame game, blaming my Diet Coke, blaming my husband for being deployed, all these things. I didn't want to budget. I didn't want to nurse my baby. I was not one of those people that wanted to do that. I didn't understand it, didn't want to do it. And I just wanted to be left alone in my little bubble to cry. So I told my doctor I was feeling kind of crazy. She put me on Zoloft. 75 milligrams of Zoloft for somebody that's never taken medication before. I was a walking zombie. I wouldn't even hear my son crying. You know, my mother-in-law, I stayed with her for about 4 months of that deployment, and she would come in there and she's like, how long has he been crying? And I was like, huh? I literally did not function. I was not living. And I'm a pretty like pep in my step kind of gal all the time. And so for me not to feel that way, let me tell you what, I joined Plexus. I saved up money. I had to dog sit. I had to freaking dog sit. I don't do animals. I like cows, but I don't do animals. I had to dog sit. I sold stuff off of my walls. I sold stuff off of my mother-in-law's walls. I sold stuff out of my closet. I babysat any way I could get money into my secret bank account my husband didn't know about. I was trying to do that because what better time to join a network marketing company when your husband's deployed and can't tell you no? That was my knowledge at the time on that. And he started sending me all these blogs and stuff about Plexus and supplementation. And he was like, just go to GNC. You don't need that, whatever. And I was like, yeah, no. It's kind of like when you go to the gym with your husband. It's not the same as if you're working out with a personal trainer, right? I'm like, I have to go to bed with you at night. I don't want to be mad at you. Like, don't talk to me. Don't tell me how to do push-ups. Like, I'll figure it out. That's kind of how I felt about Plexus. Like, let me learn on my own. And so I had $500 saved up, and I knew I could afford my welcome pack in Plexus for about 3 months. And then I was going to look good, and I was going to be done, and he was going to come home from deployment and be like, wow, girl, you look great. And that was it. Y'all, I got my Triplex welcome pack, and they didn't send me ProBio 5. I got Slim, BioCleanse, and Accelerator Plus. I didn't get ProBio 5. I had to call them, and this was when customer service was like Chris Pike, who's one of our executives, and like 4 other people. And so I called, and they were like, oh, we're so sorry. We'll ship it right out. They made me pay for the shipping. It was hilarious, okay? Hilarious. So my upline, bless her heart, she's as yellow as can be. She's out in California, and she was like, oh, my gosh, I'm so sorry. She thought it was a mistake when I joined. That's how hateful I was. You'll have to know this. Like, she apologized that I picked the wrong thing. I was like, why are you apologizing? Like, I chose to enroll. It's okay. I know what I'm doing. And So I started on BioCleanse, Accelerator, and Slim, and I thought that's what I purchased. And then I realized I was missing ProBio 5, which is now one of my favorite products. Between Ease and ProBio 5, I will not go a day without it. If I don't order any other products, I will use those two for the rest of my life. Like, I hope y'all are using Ease. If you're allergic to shellfish, I'm so sorry. You're missing out. But that was my life. I lost 21 pounds in my first 45 days. That was how serious of a gut issue I had going on in my body. I was a little fluffy as well. We are not fat. We are fluffy because it can be fixed. Let me tell you what. That's what I had going on in this basket of biscuits, okay? So that was what was happening. My husband left and could barely put his arms around me because I was 9.5 months pregnant. I tried everything to get that baby out, y'all. Everything. All the wives' tales. All of them. And we just didn't make it happen. Scotty left. Had just gotten into the country within 4 days. That's when I was induced. Yeah. Let me tell you what. I cried. My tears had tears. It was awful. And so for him to come home and be wowed by his new mommy / wife, that's all I wanted. That was my goal. Like, I was not thinking long term. I wasn't thinking gut health, right? I wasn't thinking like, oh, I'm going to brush my teeth for the rest of my life kind of thing. Like, that wasn't my mindset. It was, I had this quick fix mentality. And what I kept seeing all over Facebook was Plexus is not a quick fix. We're so much more than weight loss and hashtag gut health. And I'm like, what does that mean? So I'm a professional Googler. It should be on my resume. And that's what I started doing. I wanted Plexus to not work. I wanted to shove it in my upline's face and be like, girl, this stuff sucks. I'm going to tell everybody. And I have like 300 Facebook friends. I wasn't like important or anything. Remember I told you I had no friends. I was a loser. I burned a lot of bridges. I was slowly getting people back on my Facebook, and they're probably just my friend to see what kind of trouble I was in. I'm not kidding. Like, I was a wreck. My daughter is screaming my name. She might join us here in a second. But anyways, I want you to know that if your journey starts out rocky, or if you have unmet expectations, I want you to flip that mirror around. Stop shining it at Plexus. Stop shining it at Charles. Stop shining it at our research and development department. Flip that mirror around. Take a good look. And if you are struggling with being consistent with your products, or maybe you're struggling with just talking about these products, it's simple. And I love that Kristen brought up that particular video because it was way before Facebook Live was a thing. I used to sit awkwardly. There's a cell phone case in front of me, so I'm going to use that. I used to sit awkwardly, find like good lighting and angles, and record 8-minute videos of myself. Do you know how bad my triceps hurt by the end of that video? I was looking for, like, in apartments, the windowsills are down here, and nobody wants to record like this. You know what I'm saying? So I would take these god-awful videos, and I'd upload them, and I would pray. And I'd say, God, I hope that the person that needs to see this sees this, and that if anybody trolls, that I will have the courage not to reply, and I'll just block them because I don't do well with mean people on the internet. So I did. And those videos caught on like wildfire, and not with customers. Like, I didn't blow up that way. It was Plexus ambassadors that were like, yeah, like that's exactly what I was thinking. Like, it was weird. I think my courage inspired other people just to kind of make Plexus their own thing. I'm not a scientist, y'all. I have a degree in human resources, and half the time I don't like people, and we're in the people industry. So that's what I was working with. So I was like, how can I help people understand the importance of Plexus? So I was thinking of my 9-to-5ers, my vending machine people. I was listening to lots of Dave Ramsey and different, not podcasts, but YouTube videos, because podcasts weren't out yet. And that's kind of where I get that sassiness. Yeah, I'm from the South. She's getting louder. She's getting closer. But most importantly, that it was like this, it wasn't keyboard courage either. I just had this confidence in Plexus, and I wanted my character to speak for me. I wanted to be consistent. I wanted for people to see that I was offering them valuable information that was easy to understand. So if you're struggling with posting on Facebook because you care what other people think about you, I want you to walk into AT&T or Verizon or whoever pays for your phone bill. Go ahead and put in the comments who pays for your phone bill so I can use you specifically as an example. Go ahead real quick. I want you to go in there, go to AT&T, and Trisha, I want you to go to Verizon, and I want you to walk up to the guy that greets you, and he's like, hi, welcome to Verizon. He has this cute little iPad, and you put your name in, and I want you to say, well, before I make my appointment, just real quick, this man on my Facebook account said that Plexus was a fad and it wasn't going to last. And I just really want to know, can these 5 words, can I apply them to my phone bill? and he's going to look at you like you're smoking meth, and he's going to say, woman, no, you may not pay for your bills with that man's opinions of your business. And I want you to remember that every single time someone says something tacky to you on the internet. What people think about you is none of your business. Their opinions are none of your business. You have the power to remove that negativity out of your life. You guys, that's what I did. My block list, I had to go through it the other day to unblock someone that begged me on Instagram, will you please unblock me? And I was like, well, are you going to be tacky on Facebook? But it has like over 5,000 people. A lot of them are spammy accounts, but most of them were people that were just so disrespectful. And I did not have room for that. I was trying to retrain my brain to be nice to myself. There's a book, What to Say When You Talk to Yourself by, I can't even think of it. It's by Simon, maybe. Simon, somebody, I don't know. That book is in our bathroom because it's a great toilet read. It's a long book, lots of words. So if you sit there for a minute, which most of you do, triplex all day, read it. Talk nicely to yourselves. Have courage to post the hard things on Facebook, but to also to be yourself. Do y'all remember when that app came out called Dub Smash, where you could lip sync to songs, like little 15-second clips? Y'all better believe I was trying to find the most ridiculous of songs that went with Plexus. Like Lady Gaga has that song, I'm on the edge of glory. Well, when Edge came out at convention, you better believe I was like, I'm on the edge. And I was like singing and just being ridiculous. I included my children. I included my husband, who is literally like this in every video. But it didn't matter. I had fun, and I invited other people to see that this isn't just like a 9-to-5 job. It is fun and freeing, and I get to be myself, and I get to help people. And so I hope that you are encouraged by that, just to kind of loosen up a little, right? We are in a value exchange for value business. They say network marketing, but it is relationship marketing. And if you don't like people, that's kind of step one. And there's days that you might not. So here's my advice to you for those that are struggling and you want to quit and you don't think this is for you. You have my permission to quit, but only for 24 hours. Get your head in the game. Go get your nails did. Go have a chocolate shake, right? You're like, I've been drinking lean for 6 weeks and I've lost a pound. Okay, fine. Go get a chocolate shake that makes you feel better. Quit for 24 hours. Refresh your mind. Come back. Talk nicely to yourself. I am a child of God. I am the daughter of the King. I look so cute today. I'm going to wear this headband and earrings that don't match, and I'm going to make a video for all my Facebook friends. And you just do it, okay? There are days where I have made videos and I feel like so confident, and by the end of the video, I'm in crocodile tears, like ugly Kim K crying, and those videos changed the course of my entire business. Those videos, the vulnerability, the authenticity, sharing the trenches, which Mel Robbins gave me the courage to do more of those. But that's what people connect with. They don't give a crap about Accelerator Plus and the 5-HTP, you guys. They don't. They don't care. Just like they don't care about the maple or the corn syrup and Dr. Pepper. People don't care about that. Some do. Most don't. They care about how you make them feel. They care if you notice them. They care if you call them. They care if you send flowers when they have a baby. People want to feel loved and appreciated. So smile at everybody. Reply to every comment as if they were walking into your store and you were saying, hi, welcome to Trisha's Marketplace. You are in control of your social media. You are in control of what comes out of your mouth and what goes into your brain. So we got to work together and build each other up. When was the last time you cheered on a sideline person and commented on their stuff? When was the last time you reached out and said, hey, can you come do a live in my team page? Right? Kristen was probably one of the first people to ask me in months because I've just been in like a little shell. I have 3 kids. I'm outnumbered now, by the way. I forgot to share that. And so it's just so important for us to just stay involved and be consistent in those things too. Now, we have some really cool incentives this month, right? Extra money all day. A lot of you are learning how to use Instagram because Facebook is for old people. That is what someone told me, direct quote. I did not say that. It made me feel really bad about myself, but I was like, hey, we're going to talk nicely. I'm 29 forever. And with Instagram, it's really cool, right? So you have stories. If you don't know what stories are, it's those little circles at the top of your Instagram. They're like little tiny video clips. I think of them as mini Facebook Lives. And this is a way for you to connect to people. You having a bad day? Talk about it. You like a song? Dance to it. Your kids potty training? Record it. Kind of. It's kind of weird. Never mind. Don't do that. But find ways to connect to people and show them your day to day, not just pretty presets all the time. There's times where I look like crap and I put a preset over it, and then I tell the story that way. But I mean, no matter what, you got to stay true and authentic. So if you are somebody that wants to use these corporate incentives, for instance, the Me+3 international bonus right now, get on Instagram, go follow Australian influencers, go follow New Zealand influencers, go connect with people in Canada. They have some of the greatest pictures on Instagram. Some of the photographers in Canada are just incredible. There are people in other countries that need what we have to offer, and they will pay for it because they're not getting it in their country. We're about to launch Mexico. Mexico is a $1 billion industry for supplementation. And we have to make a move and step up to the plate. And if you feel like you're just not ready to do that, get over yourself. It's not about you. Our job, which last night I went to I'm a little pumped up. I went to a Hillsong worship concert last night with Casting Crowns and Elevation Worship. If you want some feel-good music, those are people to look up on YouTube. But something he said was, a lot of people don't like going to church because they don't feel worthy. And that's not why you go to church. You go to church because God is worthy. And he deserves for us to show up and come together as a church and community to praise him, right? Same thing in your business. You don't post or not post because you don't feel like it. You do it because someone out there went to the doctor today and found out that they have IBS. Someone went to the doctor today and found out that they have chronic migraines because of stress in their life, high cortisol levels. You share and you talk about Plexus because there's a mom like me that was struggling with postpartum and thought I was going to be on Zoloft for the rest of my life. That is why you share. That is why you show up. That's why you make ridiculous posts and videos. That is why you pay attention to those around you. And if you don't feel that and that doesn't fire you up, go work at Kroger or Walmart. Go do something else, because this is a people business, and our job, our sole responsibility is to make sure people feel valued and loved and connected. And we are getting paid extra this month to do that with all the incentives. There's no reason why you can't get on Instagram and make a new friend in Australia. I mean, come on. I could listen to them talk all day long. They're fascinating. I love the way, in New Zealand. I just love it. So I challenge each of you today. Kristen, you're going to get a flooded inbox, but I challenge you guys. You've already shown up on this call, so I know that you're here for it. I challenge you to go follow 5 people in all 3 of those countries. Go follow 15 people in Mexico, because that's going to be our game changer. Did you know that Herbalife is the #1 supplement company in Mexico? Ew, no thank you. We have to change that. And not because like, oh, Plexus is better. No, not because of that. Because our ingredients are better. Our mission, our purpose is better. I want you guys to see the value that you have in every single individual stick of Plexus Slim on your counter. I want you to see that the money that you're putting towards that, yeah, sure, it's a write-off, whatever. But more importantly, it's changing your health. Go back 10 years ago. Remember how you felt, how broke you were, right? You didn't have an extra $125 rolling in. Jules or senior rubies and rubies, you didn't have an extra $500, $100 coming in. I want you to think about where you were 5 years ago, 10 years ago. Go look through your Facebook. Oh, that's my favorite thing to do. I post a lot of side-by-sides of my face because I was like, nobody told me I had a fat face. What is going on? Like, what kind of friends are you? And then I look back to eat, like when Scott and I were first dating, I looked goth. I had no life. I was white and pasty, and I had huge bags under my eyes. Maybe I didn't know how to do my makeup. I don't know. But I just looked rough. Like, I looked rough. And I look at pictures now of like with Joyum and gut health, and I have energy. I can run circles around my 3 kids. Like, I hope you know what you have in Plexus. Like, every product, yeah, they pour tons of money into the research and the science of it all, but more importantly, they're hand-selected and hand-picked. Charles has turned down stuff like our collagen, how we've been begging for that for like 5 years. Kristen can vouch. And then we have a Jules page. We've been begging for collagen for a long time. But he's smart and methodical about every little thing that comes out. So I just love it. I just love what we do. And I hope that you love it too. And if you don't love it, let's find out why. So #1, are you being consistent in your products and talking to people and posting about it? When was the last time you made a Facebook post? When was the last time you told a secret you've been harvesting? You know how good it's going to feel to let that go today? Ask your Facebook audience, go live. I always start it with this. I kind of preface. So I'm like, yo, can I Can I go there with you today? Do I have permission to walk you through my trenches of life? And for some reason, when you ask people that question, their walls come down. They're like, oh, what's she about? She about to share her dirty laundry on Facebook. People just are like all ears. They're curious. Humans crave relationships. We crave communication. So think about the last time you did that today, all right? So consistently communicating, consistently taking our products, consistency. You hear that word and you're going to hear that word forever in your Plexus business because it's true. As you have seen over the last 3 years of my weight loss journey since having my last 2 kids, consistency has shown up for me. I posted this picture yesterday of this cute little outfit I had on, and I had leg muscle. You guys, there was a straight up quad in my picture, and I was like, boom, that's all that matters right now. And somebody messaged me, and I said, thank you for noticing. Thank you for noticing that I have leg muscles. And it's just little things like that and just showing people that those things do matter to you. Number 2 is your character. Don't Photoshop your stuff. If you ain't walking the walk in real life, the people on your Facebook that see you in real life, they're going to figure it out real quick. Let me tell you. You know, you can have great angles in your pictures all day, and then they see you at church and you're like, right? So let's be honest. Let's be people of integrity and character. Let's pick one horse and ride it well, right? You've never seen a racer on 2 horses when they cross the finish line. Pick your horse and ride it and be excited to be on this race towards gut health and long-term health, right? We're not a quick fix company. It's something to be proud of. Lastly, right? So we have consistency. I have 3 C's. I always forget. Consistency, character. Confidence or courage. You can apple pick here, whichever one it needs to go in your bucket. Are you someone that struggles with confidence? If so, I have to walk you to my bathroom because I have to go get my son. You're going to go through my house with me for a second. If you're someone that struggles with confidence, if I lose you, I'll come back. But I'm going to say to you what I say to the women on my team who have had kids. Oh, I looked way better than the other light. That's okay. Women on my team who have had children and struggle with confidence, because the majority of the people in the world are in network marketing world are women. I want you to say this out loud. And y'all are all muted, so you can say it out loud. Your dogs or your kids might look at you weird, coworkers, whatever. But I want you to say this out loud. Ready? I am the daughter of a king who is not moved by the world, for my God is with me and goes before me. I do not fear because I am his. You guys, I had to buy this and put it on a sign in my bathroom because every single day I'm insecure. And insecurity is a feeling. It is not a stage of life. It's not a season of life. It's just a feeling. And guess what? Feelings can come and go. So if you're struggling with confidence, you remind yourself you are daughter of a king, who you are redeemed, you are forgiven, and you do have confidence. It's in there. It's in there. Because if you can whoop your child in Walmart on the backside of his honey, you have confidence. You ain't afraid to spank your kid in public these days. That's confidence. Okay? If you are somebody that is struggling to have courage, find out why. Where is that coming from? Why don't you have courage? Is it because somebody commented something ugly on your Facebook? Sorry, my daughter's climbing on our bar. Is it because your spouse doesn't support you? Find support somewhere else. You right? My husband turned my cellular data off of my phone. I had to connect to the neighbor's Wi-Fi. They still don't know that. It's been like 5 years. They don't know how I did that. But I had to find my courage elsewhere. I had to cling to scripture. I had to read all the sappy Pinterest quotes. But find your courage elsewhere. Courage, consistency, and character are going to get you to the top. Utilizing every incentive and every bonus that corporate puts out. They don't just put it out because their emails are cute and our marketing team comes up with really awesome slogans like the Deck the Halls thing and then the points shed up. Like, come on, $99 welcome packs are points. You guys, I grew my business on 99 welcome packs. We didn't have the $199 yet. I went to Diamond with 99 welcome packs and with no jewels, not one. I had 12 golds, 3 senior golds, 2 rubies, 3 senior rubies, and we had 300 silvers. Well, no, that's a lie. I have a level 5 jewel now, but I want you to know you can do this. You can do this. And if you need belief, borrow mine. You need courage, borrow mine. I have plenty because I know where I come from. I know where my faith stands. My freaking faith and feet are planted in Jesus and in this company. And let me tell you what, you are prayed for. You are prayed for every single day by our executives, by your leaders. I know Kristen prays for her team. I know she does. So you just know that, right? It's not every man for himself. We all want to help each other because when y'all look good, you make me look good, right? That's why I copy and paste y'all's posts all the time because they're so good. So I want you to remember that. I want you to believe in yourself, right? It's just so silly not to believe in yourself. Like, you're a living human being. Like, you have organs and a brain. Like, that's so cool to me. Like, how could you not believe in yourself when you were made up of all those really cool things? Most importantly, you have a heart, and a big old heart, because it is so hard to say yes to network marketing. And you did, in the best company at the right time with freaking awesome collagen that's going to make us all look like Kim Kardashian, and we're going to be millionaire diamonds. I'm so excited. Kristen, mic drop. I'm done.
I freaking love you. Oh my gosh. How can you like start crying and then start laughing at the same time? Like, you just
story of my life.
Real quick, Brittany asked, with IG, with Instagram, do you find that using a business page is better or a personal Instagram when getting raw and real with them?
Okay, so my husband actually set that up for me because I didn't understand it, and I'm very red. I don't read fine print. I'm just like, yeah, okay.
Word.
So we switched my regular Instagram to a business profile because I could promote posts that way. Like, you pay to promote your stuff. And the only way to do that is to create a business Facebook page. So I have a business Facebook page. I don't use it often. If I do, it's connected to my Instagram and it just posts over there, whatever I post on Instagram. And I have about 500 likes over there on that like business page thing, which that is the direction Facebook is going. So it's not a bad thing to do. Just make sure it's connected to your Instagram. So every single time you share posts on Instagram, it will show up on that Facebook business page. So you're still like, it's not just a useless Facebook page. But yes, a business profile, it's so important. One, because you can see all your stats. You can see viewers and leavers. You can see follows and unfollows. You can see how many are like spammy and how many are legit. You can even see if people that with the blue check marks, like celebrities and like bands and stuff like that, if they're following you. It's really, really cool. Totally am a firm believer in that. Rebecca Folks is a diamond that just launched like a social media website that helps you with Instagram and 30 days of content. I thoroughly recommend that you go check out her thing. She knows what she's talking about. I have followed her in my own way and grew by 10,000 followers from January of last year. I had 3,000 Instagram followers January of 2018, and now I have like 13.5 thousand. It's really crazy, and it's just from being consistent. I kind of took a break from Facebook for like a month. And like, I mean, every now and then if something was really good on Instagram, I would share it on Facebook, but I just really wanted to figure it out. I was watching YouTube videos and I was following all these influencers. I was utilizing stories, and it's just really cool. I mean, for those of you that do follow me, you know, my middle child is terrible. He's awful. Like, I love him, but good gravy. He's awful. And last year he grew my following by like 500 because he would get into something every day. He broke a whole carton of eggs, because he thought they were surprise eggs that had toys inside. And so I recorded that because, you know, that's just what moms do. And then the next day he was butt naked eating a gallon of Bluebell in my master bedroom with a spaghetti ladle. And just people want to see that. They don't want to see that. They want to see your kid being just as crazy because it makes them feel normal. And so, yeah. All that to say, business profile, hands down, so you can see all the cool stats.
I haven't taken the full leap into Instagram. I'm doing more stories, but still, I don't know. I'm just so loyal to Facebook. So that will be my goal for 2020, I think. Keep putting it off. But I do need to do the Instagram.
For me, because we moved, so I've lived in this town for 3 years, but I have a new warm market. We moved so often in the military. Facebook was always my warm market, you know, the 25 people that I saw on a regular basis, gym, church, school, whatever. And so I still post occasionally. I'll post like a really good testimony. I have some amazing people that have gone Plexus Viral on my team with their testimony. So I'll share their stuff, but Instagram is like where you get my meat and potatoes.
And I noticed yesterday, I'm not stalking you, Emily, but I noticed that you checked into Sydney, Australia on one of your posts, and I thought that was super clever because we do want to start reaching those people, and by checking in Sydney, Australia, those people in Australia might see your
Yes,
Oh.
2 tips when posting on Instagram, which you can't mess it up. Just play around with it. Take a really good selfie and just kind of play around with when you upload it. You know, find a good filter or preset, whatever. Just use the same one on everything. But the 2 tips. 1, check in to major cities and countries. So I usually do like Ontario, Canada, Sydney, Australia. I'll do New Zealand. I'll do cities all over the United States. But then I tag. So like today, I'm wearing, this is from like some boutique. There's tank tops from Target. These are from, I don't know. But like I'll tag what I'm wearing or whatever, wherever I am in the picture. Like if I'm at church or like we were at summer camp this summer. So I'll tag that in the picture, like their Instagram pages. Because sometimes if like the whole post is like about their item, they'll reshare it. So you just have been given free marketing to their 300,000 followers. Right. Some of my favorite places that do that are like workout fitness places, like fitness apparel. Plexus will usually, if you tag Plexus when you're drinking your pink drink, they always reshare your stuff. But like think about where you shop often, online, boutiques, whatever, and make sure you tag them. Same for stories. Tag them in your stories. Use hashtags on your stories. People follow hashtags. So those are just some 2, like the biggest tips, which Rebecca Folk's website on her social media stuff, she does talk about a lot of that, but that was something that made a significant difference in my Instagram.
Yes. And Brittany, I'm so excited for you. Brittany's jumping in full speed ahead with Instagram. So
good.
I'll be following some of you all on Instagram and following your stuff.
We had a 19-year-old influencer that joined. She has like, she's almost to 10,000 followers. And I was like, well, you do have Facebook? I train on Facebook in our Facebook group. And she was like, yeah, my grandparents have Facebook. It's like, I'm gonna pretend you didn't say that. But she was like, I mean, I guess I can get on there. She was like, but I prefer Instagram and Snap. And I'm like, well, I ain't training you on Snapchat. So I'm gonna need you to get a Facebook. But it is. I mean, Snapchat gets a different lawsuit all the time, but Instagram and Facebook are both owned by Zuckerberg, and Instagram is just easier to use. I know it seems scarier, but it truly is easier to use because it's all pictures, as opposed to Facebook. It has become such a advertisement based like platform. Like if it isn't a Plexus post or somebody that's in something, Facebook's advertising something, or like your phone picks up what you're talking about and you see that in your newsfeed. Like all the algorithms are really creepy.
Yeah.
So that's why I like Instagram, because I feel like you can trick the algorithms a little bit more.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Yeah. Any questions, write them down or ask them away. I'm loving it.
I think.
That was good though. I need to just do it on Instagram.
You do. My social media is MAMA Mama _ Roberts X3. Mama Roberts ×3. That's me. And my posts like the last 3 days are like on point. But here's what I do. So on Instagram, when you upload a picture, like say, like Tara Castaneda, she's a Diamond Senior Ruby, a good friend of mine, lives about an hour and a half away from me in Austin. She has like really good content and it like triggers stuff for me. And I'm like, oh, I need to talk about this one time with me. So I'll take her post, put my memories into it. And then which I'm constantly taking pictures on my phone and slapping presets on them so that they look a little bit better and they all go with the flow of my account. And when I do that, I don't hit share. I'll tag a place, tag whatever's in my picture, and before you hit OK, and then you hit share. If you hit share, it's gonna post it. I don't hit that. I hit the back button and I go all the way back and it says save draft ? And I save it. Okay. She pooped, everybody. So I'm gonna have to get off in a second. I'll save the draft. I'll save the draft, kind of like pre-scheduling stuff, so that if I do have a busy day where I'm not on the internet or social media or whatever, I have like 6 posts that are kind of saved in like in the queue, the K, or whatever it's called. So when you go to add a new photo, all the ones that you saved in those drafts, they'll pop up. It's kind of hard to explain. You just kind of have to play with it and you'll see what I'm talking about. But Instagram's where it's at. I feel like once you figure it out, it's way much easier than Facebook. And all those people are strangers, so you don't have to kind of like put on a show. The presets that I use are expensive. They're Dreamy presets. They have their own Instagram page. But they're like $75, and you have to learn how to use the Lightroom Adobe app. And I just don't feel like that's something you can duplicate with a lot of people. It took me like 4 days to figure it out. So what I recommend doing, Bridget Ryan's daughter, Faith Ann, has her own preset line.
That's
Faith
what I
Ann
have. Yeah.
They're amazing. They're easy to use. You can adjust them. Like if you're looking really orange, like a spray tan, you can adjust them. Like they're awesome. So I would use hers. But if you search presets on Instagram, all the different companies will pop up and you can find one. My old preset used to look really dark and Christmassy. And then I recently changed it to like a brighter one because it made me look tan all the time. So, yeah, you can find one that suits your personality. Abby Kappa has presets now, and they're by your Enneagram type, which I think is really cool. And I'm a 3, wing 2. And so I freaking love the 3 one. It's like totally me. But there's so much good stuff out there, and a lot of it's free. Or if you share this, I'll give you my preset free type of thing. So I would definitely do it.
Awesome.
For sure.
Well, I mean, we could talk all day, but thank you so much for taking your time. This isn't benefiting Emily or her team. We're just one Plexus, and reach out to Sideline Sisters for that confidence that she was talking about, because we have it if you don't that day, because we borrow it too. So thank you, Emily, so much, and we will see you on the gram. Bye, guys. Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.